All right, I want to introduce myself. I am Bob Biega, your math instructor for this class, which is the MAT 126. I've been teaching online for many years and perfecting things as we go. Now, I have been creating these YouTube videos just for this past year, so they're still kind of raw at times, but I do the best I can. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect in the class on this video, and then on the second video I'm actually going to take you through a guided tour so you know where to find things you need to find. That'll be in the second video. But for now, let's just kind of talk about things I see that cause students to be successful, unsuccessful, maybe some helpful hints, stuff like that. So, the first thing I want to stress to you is this is a technical math class. It is set up for students in certain programs. I do know that there are students that are taking this as their prereq for college algebra. That can make things a little tough on you just because some of the topics covered are topics that are, only used by the technical programs. So we do work with what we call circuits for the electrical students. And sometimes the prefixes we use, the formulas we use, the terminology we use can be confusing. So just be prepared for that. Oftentimes that does cause students trouble. Sometimes it doesn't. So it's just a matter of doing the math and not worrying so much about the terminology and understanding the circuitry and things like that. So that's really my advice to you, is to do the math. Mostly when we do these electricity triangles, these circuits, it's trigonometry. So it doesn't really matter what you're measuring. It's still finding the answers using the trigonometry. And many of y'all may never use trigonometry before, but that is a, component to this course. It is a competency for this course. So we will be doing trigonometry. So that's kind of one thing, it does throw people off at times. I'm just letting you know. So how to be successful in this course. Whoops, I lost my recording there. Involves being self-motivated, self-disciplined, watch the procrastination, asking questions if you get stuck on something, and just pacing yourself. Even though, there are due dates for certain sections of work, I don't provide due dates like on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, because some people choose to maybe do all their work on the weekends if you have a job, other things like that. So I try to give you some free rein as to when you do their work. But then normally what I might see, not normally, but sometimes what I might see are students waiting to do like 5 homework assignments in 2 days and then take the test. That's not a way to be successful. So what I suggest is you try to do, something a day. Break up the amount of assignments and then the test into, the 10 days or 11 days or 9 days, whatever we have in between tests, to say, okay, I'm going to do something every day or 2 things one day and skip the next, whatever. But try to pace yourself so that you can give yourself one good day of review for the test, because I do have practice exams for the test, as you'll see. So that involves you structuring yourself. The difference between online class, there's a lot of freedom. The bad thing is there's a lot of freedom. So some students can handle the freedom, some can't. So that's just my advice to you, is to make sure that you are doing something every day. Okay, because it's going to sneak up on you. We have 3 tests and a final. The class is 6 weeks, so if you start doing the math, that's about a test every week and a half. So it sneaks up on you real quick. Okay. The other thing I want to stress to you is the use of your calculator. Many of you all do use phones as calculators, but unfortunately, when you take this class, you have to use a regular calculator when you go to your proctor. The final exam is proctored. I'll talk about that when I take you through the class. But they won't let you use your phones in most testing centers. So you need to have a calculator. You need to know how to use the calculator, because there are things we do that can cause you problems. Many students I see have their calculator set in the radian mode. It should be in degree mode. So learn to be familiar with where all these things are in your calculator. One issue that I see all the time is rounding incorrectly. And you're probably laughing going, man, I learned that in 4th grade. Yeah, you did. But still people are rounding incorrectly, which causes your answers to be wrong, and then all of a sudden you miss it on your homework. On a test, I review the test, so I'll usually give you credit for those rounding mistakes, but on your homework, I don't review your homework. So you just have to redo the problem or let it go. So make sure you understand how to round, when to round, what place we're talking about, things like that. All right. So, that's kind of those items I just wanted to kind of go over you with. So we'll end this recording, and hopefully we'll move on to the next one, to where I will actually take you through the class itself and show you where links are, things like that.